The Vinland Saga is a rare historical anime. The work takes place during the Viking Age and depicts the conquest of Europe and exploration of the world in a typical stylized manner. As a result of our attachment to these stories, many of the characters are based on real peoples. The series features many prominent Vikings of that time. The Vikings of the Vinland Saga have accomplished many amazing feats, but the backstories of these people are perhaps even more amazing. In fact, people may be surprised not only at what they have taken liberties with, but also at how true these versions are in certain areas. Starting off our list with Thorfinn. The protagonist of the series, Thorfinn, starts out as a boy who wants to become a great hero like his father. After witnessing the death of his father, the child throws him into a life of hardship and survival. He trains as one of the Askeladd's crew, hoping to finally acquire the skills he needs to get his revenge. This is where it's radically different from the original. The real-life character is based on Thorfinn Karlsefni. He was not so much of a warrior but an explorer. He follows Leif Eriksson's route to the Vinland or North America to establish a Viking settlement. However, Leif is present in the show and does help Thorfinn in any way he can. Thorfinn's expeditions are documented in the Saga of Greenlanders and the Saga of Eirik the Red, which together are referred to as the Vinland Saga. The two sources differ significantly in their details though. The next character is Askeladd. Askeladd, the leader of the band of the 100 Vikings, bargains with Loki to kill Thors. After a fierce sword fight, Thors defeats Askeladd but surrenders to give Thorfinn and his villagers. After seeing his father's death, Thorfinn swears revenge against Askeladd, who recruited him into his group despite knowing his intentions. Askeladd is a charismatic leader who enjoys a good fight and takes on virtually any challenge if it pays. That personality likely comes from his historical counterpart, Olaf the Peacock. Olaf the Peacock was a merchant and chieftain of the early Icelandic Commonwealth who was nicknamed as the Peacock because of his proud bearing and magnificent wardrobe. He is a major character in Laxdæla saga and is mentioned in number of other Icelandic sources. Olaf was a son of a slave woman, just like how Askeladd was. But in the future, Olaf became one of the wealthiest landowners in Iceland and played a major role in its politics and society during the latter half of the 10th century. The next character is Thorkil. Thorfinn's granduncle is known for his mighty stature and battle prowess. Thorkil is introduced as Jom's Viking commander who later commanded his own band during the invasion of England. He switched sides to fight for the English before choosing to ally himself with Prince Kanud. He opposes the Vikings, who the lead character Thorfinn works with, but instead becomes interested in the young Viking for being the son of the warrior Thors. This character comes out a real-life man named as Thorkil the Tall, the Jom's Viking lord who raised Knud at his court. They actually fought on opposite sides when the young prince invaded the England with his father. However, later they united and formed a strong team. Thorkil took part in the Battle of Jorungavagar in 1986 and in the Battle of Svold in 1000. On the next number, the character is Kanud. The anime's rendition of the Kanud is an effeminate prince who grows into a confident leader. He wants to create a great kingdom in homage to God. That's why he takes command of the Viking army, albeit through unscrupulous means. Nevertheless, it effectively makes him the ruler of England, which is also why his namesake is famous for. Now that's for anime. What about the real Kanud? Also known as Kanud the Great, Kanud was the king of England in 1016, king of Denmark from 1018 and king of Norway from 1028 until his death in 1035. The three kingdoms united under Kanud's rule are referred together as the North Sea Empire. As a Danish prince, Kanud won the throne of the England in 1016 in the wake of the centuries of Viking activity in northwestern Europe. His later accession to the Danish throne in 1018 brought the crowns of England and Denmark together. Kanud sought to keep this power base by uniting Danes and English under cultural bonds of wealth and custom. So we can find many similarities in the character from the anime and the real Kanud. The third character is Leif, a prominent supporting player. This family friend strive to help Thorfinn all along his journey. He is an eccentric old traveler who boasts on his trip to Vinland. Since that's what he is known for, it is definitely something to brag about. In the anime, this character is taken from real-life Leif Erikson, who was a Norse explorer who is thought to have been the first European to have set foot on the continents of North America. approximately half a millennium before Christopher Columbus. According to the sagas of Icelanders, he established a Norse settlement at the Vinland, which is usually interpreted as being coastal North America. After this, the second character is Gudrid. Gudrid listened intently to all the stories that Leif told. Dreaming of sailing, she eventually joins the explorers and meets Thorfin. A romance blossoms and then she marries Viking hero. Those who understand history knows the significance of this powerful pairing. She appears in the saga of Eric the Red and the saga of Greenlanders, known collectively as the Vinland Sagas. She and her husband Thorfin led an expedition to Vinland where their son Snorri was born, believed to be the first European birth in the Americas outside of the Greenland. And finally on the first number, the character is Svein Forkbeard. Kanud's father is a villain. Pure villain, even by the Viking standards. He is a ruthless ruler who has conquered most of the England. He is willing to sacrifice anything for his ambition, including his own son. Svein and Kanud actually works together to invade England, and the former even left his son in charge at several points. Svein's relationship with his own father, Harald Bluetooth, was more strained. It got to a point where Svein revolted against him. Additional report says that he still had to fight his way up to the top after alienating with Harald's friends. Either way, Forkbeard asserted himself as a calculating leader who won many battles and territories, laying vital groundworks which his son later expanded on. What are your thoughts about this video? Did you ever imagine that these fictional characters are inspired from real life characters? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And that's it for today's video guys. If you enjoyed this video, then check out my other two videos over here. And if you enjoyed, please subscribe to this YouTube channel and like this video. And that's it, and I will see you in the next one. Sayonara.